that tree. And this is what happened. The UK police arrested a teenager in connection to cutting down ancient trees seen in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I'm going to discuss this story, and if you want to hear about it, keep watching. If it doesn't sound interesting, maybe you can check back in another day for another news story. Please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. It will help the algorithm. So I read this story today, and I want to give a neutral opinion on this story. I am going to try something new to try to not to alienate anyone. So I'm going to tell the story, and then I am going to give both sides, and I'll let you have any reaction you would like to the story. So this tree, let me just go ahead and read the story real quick. The story was written by Greg Weiner, and here it goes. A famous centuries-old Northumberland National Park. A famous centuries-old in Northumberland National Park in the United Kingdom was cut down overnight, and police have captured the 16-year-old culprit. Located at the Sycamore Gap near Hadrian's Wall, the tree was featured in the 1991 movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. The iconic Hadrian's Wall dates back to the Roman Empire, and construction of the wall began in 122 AD on the orders of Emperor Hadrian, who was visiting Britain at the time. The tree does not date back as far as it is estimated to be between 200 and 300 years old, according to reports. On Thursday morning, images showed the large tree on its side separated from its heart-shaped stump. Officials at the park issued a statement on the tree after it was discovered. Northumberland National Park Authority can confirm that sadly the famous tree at Sycamore Gap has come down overnight. We have reason to believe it has been deliberately felled. We are working with the relevant agencies and partners with an interest in this iconic northeast landmark, and will issue more details once they are known. The tree is a world-renowned landmark, and the vandalism has caused shock and anger throughout the local community and beyond. The Police and Crime Commissioner, Kim McGinnis, said she was devastated that the famous tree was gone. That tree was ours, she said. It was an iconic northeast landmark standing tall in our beautiful, beautiful Northumberland. I am incandescent that this looks like a deliberate act of vandalism. I'll be raising this personally today. I know Northumbria police are at the scene, and officers will do their utmost to catch whoever is behind this terrible news. By afternoon, police had arrested a 16-year-old boy in connection with the incident. Police said the teenager remained in custody and was assisting police with their investigation. The investigation remains open, and the department asks anyone with information to visit its website and click on the Tell Us Something page, or by calling the department directly. Let me check one thing real quick, one moment. There's a different picture for you. Sorry, I had to make sure it was recording. I record video over here and audio over here, and then I put them together, and just had to make sure it was working. But so this story, how does it make you feel? I never saw the movie, but when I was looking at the news online and I saw this beautiful tree, I thought, wow, it's a shame. It is beauty. There's two ways to look at this. I think there's one crowd that is upset that they see this as just a sign of the way things are. Some people would take this as a crime is progressing and well this is getting worse, mental health is getting worse, that someone would do this for the sake of fun or a joke. Or maybe it could be activism, So some could see it as things getting worse, and I think some could see it as something positive, like activism and getting a message out. If this tends to be something like maybe climate activism, I mean, at this point the investigation's open, so everything is just speculation. Maybe this 16-year-old boy was just, mischievous and thought it would be funny. Maybe he and some friends just did it for fun, as a joke, and just didn't realize what they were doing. It's just hard to say. I suppose as the story evolves, it will be easier to make a determination as to how to react, but I do think stories like this do tend to cause different emotions in different people. Some people are devastated. Some people look at this story and say, oh, it's just a tree, who cares, right? Some people really would have the reaction that who really cares. And there are some that were, sorry, Max is, I don't know what that was. That was a groan in his sleep. Oh, he's still going. Anyway, yeah, some people, everybody would have a different, not everybody some people would have the same, but different people will react differently, for sure. There'll be different groups of people with different reactions to this story, especially if it comes out it was activism. I've seen some stories as well with people throwing paint on paintings, or throwing some sort of liquid on like really expensive paintings in the name of activism. And this would be something similar, trying to destroy beauty in the name of activism. Some people would see that as a positive, and some people would see that as a negative. And it's unique that there's two groups of people out there that would see one event. Like, for example, if we saw someone hurt a baby, I would say 99.999, and I'm talking about a baby that is born, say a 2-year-old, and say we saw a grown man come over and start choking it. I would say 99.99% of society would see that as a bad thing. So there are things that nearly 100% of us agree on. You're always going to have that. There are true mental illnesses out there that really make people strange. So I don't think we'll ever lose that defect in society where there are some with true sicknesses. But I think overall we have these topics that nearly we all agree on. If we all were sitting in a room saying who thinks this is horrible, I think nearly all of us would raise our hand on that. But then there's other things like this, like cutting this tree down. Let's assume it was activism. What if this boy was working under the direction of some sort of activist? Would it be appropriate, or would it not be? Would it be still devastating? Is this beyond what is allowed for activism and trying to get a message out there? The same with throwing some liquid on a painting and destroying it. What would that do? Is that appropriate, or is it not? I don't know what will come of this, but we'll likely never know this boy's name because he's a juvenile. But I do feel like there is a part of society that sees that things like this are becoming commonplace because families are breaking down. Other people will see it and think, oh, well, you're always going to have bad boys. Some people will probably see it and think, it's toxic masculinity out of control. Boys will be boys. The kids are getting up. I have the so they can't go out. She's changing from the bed to the couch. Anyway, I'm curious to get your thoughts on this story in the comments. Tell us what you think. And I know that I'll make these news segments. I'm going to run a little series, maybe 4 or 5 of these news segments. And I know they're going to be shorter, but I thought what I can do is, because they'll be shorter, what I'll do is I'll give these news so I can continue to post. I'll post the news story. And then what I'll do, I'll combine the news stories in one video. So I'll do, say, 5, and they'll be 10 minutes long or 12 minutes long. And then I'll edit them all and combine them all together back to back to back and make one long one. So if you need an hour of me whispering to you, you can listen to the long version. But then every day, if you want to keep up with the news, well, I probably won't post every day, but every day I get a chance, I'm going to try to do one of these news stories. And then we'll see how that goes. And if you like that, then we'll keep that going for a little bit. That'll be something that I won't ever run out of information. And I won't be controversial because I won't be really giving my opinion. I think I mentioned that I saw the picture initially and how it reacted to me, but I'm trying to keep my opinion out of this and just give you information, and you take it and you think about it whatever way you think about what group you were in that I talked about. All right. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you the next time. Bye.